in pozdravljeni v današnji oddaji TV Free Evropa. Jaz sem Matej in to je...
Stov.
So, what exactly is fear and why does it even exist? Is it just a feeling or is there something more to it? Being afraid does not mean that you're not brave, because bravery is just a high level of confidence and makes you think that no obstacle can get in your way. So bravery is not something that we're born with, but it's something that we're taught. Being afraid, on the other hand, is something that's inside of us, it's a natural response to potential danger or anything that could lead into a bad outcome in a physical or psychological way. I, for example, was afraid of being graded in school because if I don't do well, I'll get a bad grade, and of course that's not cool. And on the other hand, I'm also afraid of spiders. So, for example, if I find a tarantula in my house, will I freak out, pack my bags and never come back? Possibly. However, I was taught that a spider will never hurt me if it doesn't feel threatened. So, I would build up my confidence and bravely and carefully remove the tarantula from my house. Problem solved.
Dokler sem delal, da ne izgubim službe. Zdaj, ko sem v penziji, ja.
There are good fears and bad fears. The bad fears are the fears that are keeping you down from experiencing life. Let's say you won't go to the top of the mountain to experience the beautiful view because you're afraid of heights. And that's a bad fear. My biggest fear is I set myself a goal. I know I will achieve that goal, I don't know how and I don't know when. And that part of not knowing, it scares me. But in my opinion, that's a good fear, because throughout life I figure out that when I have the fear of not knowing and where it's gonna take me, that's usually a good fear. Kot se vsi zavedate, imamo po celem svetu problem prenaseljenosti. Zato smo kontaktirali predsednika društva KAN, ki bo z nami delil, kako se oni soočajo s tem problemom.
Ja, jaz sem predsednik društva KAN in že 15 let se soočamo s težavo prenaseljenosti in izpopolnjujemo metode, kako rešiti ta problem. Do sedaj se je izkazala kot najbolj učinkovita metoda kanibalizem, iz katerega tudi izvira ime našega društva. Hvala, ker ste me povabili na vašo oddajo.
Jaz se celo življenje borim s strahom, ker imam obsesije v bistvu. In težko bi se odločil, kaj je največji strah.
I think it's so hard to feel scared of something you really love it. I'm scared of all animals. This fear is not caused by being injured by animals or something. I do love them, I adore them. I want to have one of them, but this fear stops me. I'm working on it since my childhood.
think that the fear is overrated, and actually it's not so bad to fear something. The most important thing is that you need to be honest to yourself and to say that I'm afraid of something. And actually the brave person is not that don't fear anything. The brave person is that can say to himself that he is afraid and he can move on.
Moj največji strah, ne vem, da bi bila zažgana ali pa kje takega. Da umrem pred starši, da ne bi doživela tisto, bi rekla, da doživim to, da ker niso moj, mislim, da modrejo starši pred mano, no, pač tu.
A lot of beliefs, maybe gods, religions, formed because of fear, because we need like a watchful eye. So fear is not only a negative thing, but it's also a positive thing. It's important. If not for fear, I'm not afraid to get food poison or eat rotten food. Like if not for fear from heights, might do something dangerous, something stupid. So fear is important.
We have just received the news about how the Me Too movement originated. This is how it happened.
Hey,
Hi,
how are you?
I love you. Me too!
Fear can stop you from doing things that you love. Fear can mess up your mind. Your mind is way stronger than you think. Like, you can do everything with your mind. It's like almost unbelievable. I would know because I suffered from fear and mental shit, and yeah, so my opinion is that fear can be good or bad. It's just you need to know the circumstances to determine exactly what it is.
Največji strah, ja, da bi sinovi izgubili službo, drugače nekih takih strahov nima.
Izguba službe, izguba bližnjih, to.
I am talking about fear of boredom. So to be bored is something that it's very unpleasant for a human being, especially today. And the other fear, which is fear of missing out. So today people, because they're so super connected in digital worlds, on the social media, they just don't allow themselves anymore to be bored even for a second or a minute. Their patience is very low, and very connected to this is also this fear of missing out, so that people think if they're not participating in this endless scrolling through Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, that they're just missing out on something very important which is happening in this digital life. But actually life is going on, and this fear of missing out is just so paralyzing that it enables you to participate in the real life with real people around you. And nobody really knows what is the impact of this, even though we are beginning to see some of the very unwanted consequences of being dedicated so much to the digital world.
Me as an artist, I'm horribly afraid of getting, blinded. So probably waving those around my eyes is not the greatest idea. Am I brave or just really dumb? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now it is time for our anti-commercial break.
As we all well know, our Earth is slowly being axed in the air for the last couple of decades. And as all those green people ramble about renewable energy, electric cars, and all that other phony stuff, we are here to present you pretty much one and only solution that can help us save this planet of ours. And that is go back in time and start living as our caveman ancestors did, in complete harmony with nature. But don't take our word for it, as here we have a real-life example in flesh and bone. This is the forest guy. He has been living in these woods for the past 30 years. Once he was living in civilization as a tax attorney, until he completely lost his mind, probably because of all its insanity. And he decided to go live in wilderness. Now he's happier than ever. Like, check what a beautiful house he just built himself. Here he's talking to one, explaining to it that he's gonna kill it because he wants to eat its lungs. So there you have it. This was the forest guy life. One of the few people who chose the right path in order to save the earth. And I think I myself will be joining this path as well. Like right now. That's right, I'm off. I'm off to live with the forest guy because he's such a cool dude. Like, that's the only solution to save our planet and make the best out of us as humans. That's why I am ditching civilization and starting this new life, because I fucking love Earth. I am Phillips Jacobs, and this was Forest Guy Life, the most sustainable way of living in order to save Earth, the movie.
To bi lahko marsikaj povedal na skrajšano.
Glede trenutnih razmer mi je najbolj strašljivo to, da so seveda ne vsi, ampak večina ljudi izgubila smisel.
Da nimamo svobode. Da se ne moramo gibati, kako bi radi, sploh pri mladih.
Da smo ful tako ratali izolirani, se ne več družimo toliko, se bojimo eden drugega zaradi te kao korona situacije in tako.
Da smo vsi kot ovce in delamo vse, kar nam drugi ukažejo. Tako.
A smo ready, steady, go!
Kaj? Wow, poglejte te hitre prstke. Kaj si mogoče bil v filmu Hitri in drzni?
Ja, jaz sem na speedu.
Lej to hitrost. Mamma mia.
I believe that there are different kinds, types and forms of fears that kind of transform into one another, that merge maybe into a brand new fear. Like, for example, take me. I've always had this huge phobia of bugs. I've been petrified of insects and different kinds of bugs, and I've always had a family member or a friend next to me who would help me temporarily solve my bug problem, aka get rid of the bug for me. But that awakens a new fear inside of me. What happens when I'm alone? What happens when I don't have help on the side to get rid of my insect problem? It's not about the insect itself, it's about the fact that my fear of insects transformed into a fear of kind of being alone in a way.
Vlada nam je ravno kar javila, da se nimaste kaj zabati, strah ne obstaja. Na teren so poslali raziskovalce za strah, kateri preiskuje in raziskuje, če strah je.
Javljam se s terena, zdaj smo kar naredili celo preiskavo in nismo prav nič najdli za se bati, pač lejte ven kamen tam, poglejte spodaj, gor, po strani, ja, absolutno nič ni, da bi se treba bati. Ven drev, nič se ne skriva v krošniku, ker sem par ptiču, ki se vam bo morda po glavima. Se nimate kaj za bati, pač lejte, prav nič strahu ni, bodite v meri, ljudje, vse je v redu.
Poglej, kakšno je gvišno vse danes.
Z moje družine, zaradi tega, ker moj nono je 1 leto nazaj umrl, tako kar naenkrat in mi je ta strah ratalo kar naenkrat.
Po mojem z vseh razliv, ki sem jih pregledala, najbrž, ne vem, to vedno tako.
Po želji, da bi pač moji potomci živeli, bom rekel, kakor toliko normalno, ne?
Samega sebe in na podlagi prejšnjih izkušenj.
Pošteno.
Fear is logical, it's human, and it's a part of the bravery. You can't be brave if you do not feel fear. You should not fear the fear, so to say. So that's the biggest fear that you lose the fear of the fear.
As the whole show has been centered around the theme of fear, it is perhaps finally the time that we, the TV3 Europe team, tell you what is our greatest fear, which is our show getting cancelled due to something like budget cuts, let's say.
Oh no, please Lord, no.
Okay, Cornet's here.
What?
Yeah, there's no money anymore for this thing here. We have to end now, sorry.
No budget. No budget.
Yeah, I
No
also
money.
I take this cam. I still
No
need it for
budget.
my holiday.